Everyone, and welcome back to another video, and today is going to be our last installment of getting to know the dogs, and we're going to do this one inside. As you can probably see, the weather is terrible this afternoon. Let's start with the obvious. Monty is not a border collie. Monty is what we call a lurcher. So a lurcher is a name given to a certain type of crossbreed. So it is any sight hound dog that is crossed with any non-sight hound working breed. Lurchers were originally bred as hunting dogs, and they have a bit of a reputation, or they used to have a bit of a reputation in the UK as a poacher's dog or an illegal hunting dog. And over the last 10 years, this has sort of changed, and they've become more known as family pets. And the reason for this is lurchers are not endurance dogs, they are sprinters. So a bit like a greyhound or a whippet, they are the world's fastest couch potatoes. And they also tend to be quite mild-mannered, but still have very big personalities. And Monty is quite mild-mannered most of the time, and he does have a very big personality. He is also quite vocal, but not in the barky way. He tends to make a lot of groany noises and sort of squeaks and those kind of noises. If you are looking for a sort of larger sized dog, which isn't too much maintenance on the walking side, but still has that energy and that go of a sort of sport dog, lurchers really are a great choice. Now, there are some drawbacks. They shed. They shed 365 days a year. So sometimes it is a lot worse. Right now, Monty is shedding huge amounts. It's just crazy. But he does shed all year long. And the other drawback with lurchers is anything small that runs, they will chase. And with Monty, he's actually not too bad. Monty has been used to being around stock and lambs for years, and he doesn't really bother too much with them. But birds and mice and things like that, he will chase. But in Monty's case, he does not harm them. He has absolutely no malice. He doesn't want to harm them. He just wants to catch up at them. He'll boop them with his nose and let them run off so he can chase them again. So what age is Monty? Well, we're not exactly sure. So Monty was a rescue, and we're actually his second rescue home. Monty was first rescued when he was quite young, and then we got him because he belonged to an elderly couple. They put him into boarding kennels while the husband got a operation. He was expected to recover. Unfortunately, there was complications, and he did not come back from the hospital. And his wife was not capable of looking after Monty, and we just happened to be in the right place at the right time. We didn't get him from a shelter or anything like that. He was due to go to the shelter the week after. We just happened to turn up in the right place at the right time, and the family actually just signed Monty over to us on the promise that we would give him a good home and a good life. But unfortunately, they didn't have a huge amount of information on what age Monty was at that time, but it was believed he was between 5 and 7, and we've had him for about 8 years, so if you do the math there, he is getting on a bit in life. Guys, I wanted to tell you a quick story about what happened yesterday. So I arrived home, and this box was just sitting on the front doorstep, and I was like, well, we didn't order anything. And I looked on it, and it had my name on it, and I was like, I don't remember ordering anything, and nobody's contacted me about sending anything. And then I checked inside, and it's from Ridgeline, and it's socks. So you can see lots of different socks here, and I was actually amazed with these at how high quality they are. They look like thin socks, but when you feel them, they're actually pretty thick, and they're made of that really nice material, and it's just really comfortable to wear them. As you can see, I've been wearing them. And remember, guys, you can use my code if you want to check out the Ridgeline store. Ridgeline sell a lot of good high quality outdoor gear, so if you want to go over and check them out, make sure and use my link. So how does Monty get on with other dogs and people? Well, he is generally very good with most other dogs and most people. We actually used to take Monty to the dog park a lot. He was very good judge of character. He doesn't like the rough and tumble too much. He would rather run around, chase, and play fetch and things like that. He's not so much into the rough housing like the collies are. So just while I'm on the topic of the dog park, I've got a little bit of a funny story about Monty. So when me and Stacey, well, when I was a contract shepherd, and before that, me and Stacey used to move around a lot, and we moved to this area, and it was quite an affluent area, shall we say. And there was a dog park there, and we used to go to that dog park, and everybody there, they all had pedigree dogs and poodles and things like that. And everybody was a little bit standoffish with Monty, and they didn't want their dogs playing with him. So what we did was we got Monty a bow tie, and as soon as we put this bow tie on Monty, all of a sudden he was the most popular dog in the dog park. Everybody wanted to know about Monty. So that was quite funny how he went from everybody being a bit sort of standoffish with him to putting a bow tie on him, and suddenly everybody wanted to know him. Again, with people, I've never seen Monty have much of a problem with anyone. The only time he's ever got a bit funny with people was there was a time where I think he thought he was protecting Stacey at a party, and he got a bit protective over her. But other than that, he's never been bad with people at all. He's always actually loved people, and as you can see, he's an extremely affectionate dog, and he just likes to be around people and getting pets and his attention. Monty generally gets on quite well with the rest of the pack. He tends to play mostly with Echo, and that's because Echo doesn't mind not doing that rough and tumble type stuff, whereas Storm and Kate are fairly rough when they're playing, and he's not too into that. The only one that he gets problems with now and again is him and Storm do have the occasional spat over food, but I would say generally the rest of the pack give Monty a lot of respect, and that is most likely because he is the oldest. He's been here the longest, so they give him a bit more respect than the rest of the pack gets as an elder. But like I say, him and Storm are probably the two most likely to clash, and generally it's over food or toys. Not that Monty has ever worked or hunted any animals. It's probably part of the reason why he ended up being adopted the first time was because he is pretty soft-mouthed. Monty doesn't work. The only thing he works at is getting his way into a biscuit. But yeah, he's just a pet, guys. He's just a big house pet, but he's a pretty lovely big house pet. He's got a really good personality. He is a really loving big dog, and he's really affectionate, and he's got a super personality. And I would absolutely recommend lurchers as pets, because they really are great dogs.